curiosity, I guess it would be in this case, and fostering that kind of love for learning and modeling that in a way that students feel comfortable sharing their own thoughts and rethinking things that maybe other students share.
Um, we talked the other night, Jasmine, about how also too with the book, it's a lot of asking questions and challenging your viewpoint, maybe to be open-minded to growth and to be understanding that what you might think might change and um, how we relate this a lot to our classroom with students and that's how they learn is by asking questions and have different viewpoints and just kind of how we the book talks a lot about what you don't know and being open-minded and we can use this a lot in our classrooms with kiddos and just kind of um, encouraging them to ask questions in order to learn.
Yeah, I think I read this book, it gives me a lot of like new inspiration.
Mhm.
'Cause I don't have like much teaching experience before. So this
Hmm.
year is like actually my first year in a real classroom setting. Yeah. So I have to say I have faced a lot of challenges every day.
Yeah.
There's several very tricky students in my class, and they are like very hard to manage sometimes. I
Hmm.
actually I'm like I teach them Chinese, and in my class most of the time I have the requirements is like I have to talk to them in Chinese.
Hmm.
So there's lot of cases they cannot understand what I'm talking about. They cannot understand what was going on. So they get very like maybe frustrated or upset. So they kind of like um didn't want to listen or even like yell or scream at sometimes. So when I read this book, it gives me a lot of like inspiration about like how to rethink those students like situation. Yeah, maybe they at my part, I think like they don't listen to me. They don't like respect me a lot. Yeah, but when I like read this book and I also reflect um on my teaching process, I think like there's a lot of points that have maybe I can also make progress myself. Yeah,
Hmm.
so it also gives me some different thoughts. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's really I think a relevant when I was kind of talking about it with my husband too, just kind of how I'm enjoying this book. And he made mention too, he's like, sometimes I think when teachers get stuck in the same way of doing things after teaching for a long time, this kind of brings it brings that up, not just for a new teacher of thinking how you're redoing things, but even for someone that has been teaching for a while, thinking about things in a different way or different perspective, especially based on what student needs are too.
Yeah, it's funny as time goes on, we can get stuck in our routines as
Yeah.
teachers, or if we find something, we're like, okay, I'm going to hold on to this forever. But obviously, times change with technology. I mean, it's we also talked about having that growth mindset that we grow with our students, and so those challenges, Jasmine, that you're experiencing now, like we have the same even after having taught, a while, but the book kind of relates to having that growth mindset. And it's the same thing that we tell our students about being flexible and understanding that, sometimes we have to go a different path, but we figure it out and work together along the way.
Hmm.
Yeah, I really think like I'm teaching my student and also like my students are teaching me.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Totally.
like arrived here like for just a half year. I just arrived in America like last August. Yeah.
Hmm.
So like my students also like teach me something about their like custom and also
Yeah.
yeah, something
Mhm,
about their life. Yeah, they told
mhm,
me, they share with me. Yeah, I also think I learned something with them. And also I think like the book also mentioned like the importance of listening.
Hmm.
And also I think this part is also like make me thinking a lot. And I also like reflect on my own teaching method and also on my daily life. Do I listen to my students very carefully? Yeah, and then also do I like respond with them like very carefully? Yeah, and I also reflect on this part. And the like some examples mentioned in the book, I think it's really like useful for us. Like we can also
Hmm.
apply this method on our conversation with our students, on the interaction with our students.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we mentioned too, like how we enjoyed the different examples that he provides in the book, and it does help you kind of connect to different situations people have learned from. Um, and I know in this part of the book too, there's just an importance on like modeling that behavior, like you're
mhm,
speaking
mhm.
to, Jasmine. Um, Not only we're expecting our students to do it, but we're modeling that humility and empathy and really a love for learning. And hopefully they're in them seeing that, they're going to also be participating in that process as well.
There's a
Any other thoughts or go ahead? Sorry, I
Oh, I
interrupted you.
know, no, I was just gonna say it's that, having that awareness. And I think that's that's what makes a great teacher is you know, being aware of your kiddos, your classroom, and just being open to learning, to change, to growing. And the kids see you do that and it inspires them.
Hmm.
I also like actually I have a question for you because you two are very like experienced teacher. You already have like years in teaching. Yeah. So it's like I have a very special several special students in my class. Yes, and my teacher, I have my mentor in my class too. She's with me, and my mentor, like, usually she will tell me like, we should be very flexible with our students, especially like this special kid. And so when we are like trying to give lesson or have class, we will gather all the students like on the carpet. Um, but this student, she doesn't want to like learn Chinese. So she just stay at his own seat. She just stay here and she won't like participate in our games or activities. Yeah. So like my mentor like said if she doesn't want to, we just like give her some free time. Like maybe she can do something by herself. Maybe she can like drawing or like she can do some activities by herself. But like other students, when they saw like these students, she doesn't want to listen and she don't join us on the carpet. She don't write when they are writing. She don't do the work when they are doing the work. So they are
Hmm.
like, it's not fair.
Uh-huh.
Why she can do this? Why I can't? So I'm trying to tell them like you are in different situations, right? You cannot compare yourself with her, right? So
Hmm.
you cannot like do, she's not doing the right thing, you cannot like do follow her. So you have to follow the right things. But they are
Hmm.
still like can um why can she can do that? Why I can't? Yeah. So why can
So
she do the fun things, enjoy herself? Yeah. So I'm
I
trying
think
to
students,
like
yeah,
how
students
to
do that.
convince my students to do the right thing. I have this like confused yeah, a
I think
little bit.
that's very common, like where
Mhm.
students see someone else doing something that they would prefer to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Something that I have done in the past where, or usually every year when we start in the fall, is we talk about what is fair. And in my classroom, like what's fair is that every student gets what they need. um, and not everybody gets the same thing, right? So everyone is going to get maybe something different because that might be what they might need, but that doesn't mean it's all the same. That's how
Uh,
I've approached that. And I mean, usually at the beginning, I say it over and over again, especially when students are like pointing out differences. And they usually pick up on that pretty quickly, especially if it is like maybe special need, like a student with special needs, or a student that might have like an IEP or a 504 plan or something like that, where they have like special accommodations. Um, and that's and kids are pretty receptive to that and pick up on it pretty
they
quickly, in
are.
my experience.
Hmm.
Lindsay, do you have something
I
different or?
Yeah, no, that's I think what first comes to my mind, Jasmine, is as far as are the parents supportive? Do they, are they involved with the participation in classroom? Because usually if it's becoming a concern and it's a common reoccurrence, then I reach out to the parents and say, hey, this is what I'm seeing in class. Do you see this at home? Do you have, if they are seeing that same behavior. And so then I might ask, well, is there something that works at home that helps and that I might try in the classroom? And just to kind of build that support. And parents always appreciate being in the know about how their child is learning and how they're doing in school. So that's, to me, along with those conversations like Andrea was saying about, everybody is different and we all have different needs, and what you need might be different from your classmates needs, and so we all have to work together. But and you focus on you, and my job as the teacher is to worry about everybody else.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell my students. Yeah, every day I would like tell them this.
It's easier said than done,
It
right?
is. It is. It is.
Yeah.
Especially younger kiddos. They have a hard time with,
Mhm.
you can have the life's not fair conversation all day long, but younger kiddos, that's not going to be a one-time conversation.
Yeah.
Mhm. For sure. So you'll have to keep us posted on how that goes. Like that, I mean, one of the biggest challenges really in the classroom is behavior management,
It
right?
is.
And really kind of figuring out your own groove along with like learning from your mentor teacher. Um, that's definitely a skill that you'll get better at too with just
Mhm.
experience and time
It
in the
is.
classroom.
Mhm.
Hope so. Hope I can quickly get that skill. I really need that.
It will come. It will
Yes.
come.
So, any other last thoughts? I know I want to be respectful, Lindsay, of your time, and I know you have to get going.
Any other questions, Jasmine, or
So far I have quite a lot of questions
yeah.
actually, but that's now I'm really focused on yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can talk about your thoughts. Yeah, we can share.
Okay. Well, we'll plan to meet on Thursday at 6:30.
Mhm.
Um, and Jasmine, if you think of any questions before then that you want to ask, or and I'll do the same if I think of anything. Um, and then we'll plan to meet to discuss the rest of the book.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
sounds
you.
good. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it's fun to hear, I mean, a fresh perspective too, Jasmine. I
Mm-hmm.
am enjoying like it takes you back and thinking
It
about both
does.
times
It does.
and definitely your confidence will grow and it will, yeah, like you're on the right path.
Well, and it's funny, Jasmine, because of with this book being the power of knowing what you don't know. As a new teacher, there's so much you don't know, but you're literally doing the very best that you can.
Hmm.
And that's kind of the beauty of it because you learn along the way with your students. I mean, I learn new things every day, and this is
Hmm.
year 14 for me. So, but it's great that you have that growth mindset and that awareness. And you learn as you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, keep
So,
us updated, and
yes,
I hope you both have a great week, and I will see you on Thursday.
sounds
Yeah,
great.
see
All right.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.